Right, well, we've got Marcus Slayton here from the Can't Be Surreal podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Yep, I'm doing great as well. So, how would you describe the Can't Be Surreal podcast then?
I would describe it as being loosely based off cereal.
Mm.
So we basically take a topic of cereal and then we bridge it into like a real life topic.
Yeah.
And that way everybody's still a kid at heart. So that's how we get it.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting thing. And the logo itself is kind of nice and red and cool and has a sort of, I don't know, maybe a movie vibe to it.
Correct. I wanted to make sure that it's appropriate for adults and children.
Yeah, absolutely. So where did the idea come for the podcast?
Well, basically, it's been almost like 30 years in the making.
Yeah.
So basically, since everybody that knows me knows that I love cereal. So it's just been a long, journey to get to the place I'm at now to where I'm able to bring my vision to life.
Yeah, absolutely. And what kind of things do you like to get up to in each episode of the podcast?
Well, first of all, I just want to, just shed some light on, real life topics. And then I like to support small businesses, nonprofit businesses. And I just want to bring, a little bit of comedy into, podcasting, with the series. I'm trying to bring something different every episode.
Yeah. And what's your setup like as well? Have you got fancy microphones and everything?
No, I really only got like 2 microphones and we have a camera that we shoot off of.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so are you interested in doing the sort of video side as well and putting a face to the voice?
I do have a face to the voice also.
Yeah.
So yes, audio and I have video.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've also launched an apparel range as well where we can buy merch for the podcast. What kind of clothes do you have available?
I have face masks, long sleeve, short sleeve shirts, some t-shirts, I got like baby bibs and kids t-shirts and men's apparel too.
Yeah.
All under Surreal.
Yeah.
Everything that can't be surreal on there.
Yeah. And what gave you the idea to release clothes with the podcast logo on it?
I pretty much wanted to brand this all together. So my whole idea is to brand it and then get myself a cereal commercial.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a good idea. Yeah. And I suppose the name is pretty interesting. How did that sort of come about? Because, I think you mentioned before we started that not everyone pronounces it correctly. Do you think most people think it can't be cereal?
Right, correct. Or they say it can't be surreal, like with an S, but it's really not. So I just basically just hyphenated between the CE and the R, so I can keep it, on topic with cereal and also on topic with real life events and stuff like that.
Yeah. So in the future, what episodes have you got lined up for the podcast as well?
So far, I set up 2 episodes already.
Yeah.
Got intro, and then I did one with my nephew because he wanted to be on it real bad. So I did 2, and I got 2 more lined up.
Ooh, that's exciting. And do you know what you're going to be discussing in them and looking at, I suppose?
Yes, on the next episode I have lined up, it's kind of almost like a Christmas theme. My sister runs a profit organization, so I wound up interviewing her, for this time.
Yeah, that's exciting. And have you got any other Christmas ideas as well?
Not at the moment, but in the next few hours or moments, what might hit you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you doing for Christmas yourself, actually, in terms of your life in general, away from the podcast?
I'm going to go back home to my hometown in Philadelphia and spend time with my family.
Yeah, that sounds like such fun. And I take it, is Christmas back to normal for you? Because I suppose there's been some disruption because of the pandemic, hasn't there?
It has. They actually, in 2020, they canceled our regular Christmas that we would take down there. Yeah. So we had to settle in, where I'm at now. So yeah, it should be back to normal.
Yeah.
Around hopefully.
Yeah, great. Well, where can we check out the podcast and also all the apparel if we'd like to buy some and have a listen to you?
You can check us out at Can't Be Surreal on YouTube. That's where you'll find the video of us doing the podcast. You can find this on Can't Be Surreal at Instagram, Can't Be Surreal at Twitter, and you can find the apparel at can'tbesurreal.bigcartel.com.
Great. Well, thanks very much for joining us here on the show today. It's been great to chat to you.
And I appreciate that.